Well, today's noisemaker is brought to you by the neighborhood dogs. And boy, they're talking this morning, let me tell you. Alright guys and gals, welcome back to another episode of HawksDIY. I'm Chuck, and we're going to do part 7 of the LP style guitar build. And I'm looking forward to it. We're going to be focusing on the veneer top again and on the front of the headstock. And the goal is to get the final sanding accomplished and polishing. And then we can move on. So hopefully this time we won't have any more problems. So let's get going. Alright, ladies and gents, I thought I'd come outside on the deck first since I'm going to be doing a bunch of sanding. And you know, I don't want to be in the wonderful man cave and get dust all over my other guitars. So anyway, I got 7 coats on the veneer top a little over a week ago. So everything's cured and ready to go. I also got 7 coats on the front of the headstock. So let's take a look at it. Okay, there she is, guys. And she's really shining. Look at that. She looks sweet. And so the 7 coats went on really well. And like I said before in my previous videos, the shop towels just work awesome for applying that tru-oil. But you can see, like, especially like right over here, how it's got that mirror effect. And so there's the veneer top. That's what she looks like right now. And so we're going to get started on the final sanding here shortly. And then up here is the front of the headstock. We're also going to sand it down and get it ready for polishing. So that is the goal. Now let me show you, I'm going to do something a little different this time compared to the last time. Okay, I'm going to start out with the 800, the super acrylic sheets, the 800 grit. I'm going to start out with that first. The last time I started out with the 600 grit, and I think it was just a little too aggressive. And then also I'm going to go then up to 1200 super acrylics, 1200 grit, and then at the end I'm going to wet sand with 1500 grit. And so I think this will be a little more gentle of an application compared to previously, and so that's the goal. I was out here shooting this video and the dang squirrel's up in my bird feeder. I'm gonna have to whoop some squirrel booty. Get on out of here. That'll get him out of here, won't it? Alright, so now that I chased the squirrel off, I guess we're ready to get started on this dude. I'll get you put up on the stand, and I guess I'll probably show you the first pass with the 800, and then I'll come back after that and show you after I'm completely done. And then after that we can start polishing. Okay, let me explain a few things first before I get started here. Basically, you know, you're probably wondering, well, why are you sanding this thing down? It already looks like a mirror. Well, I'm sanding it down because when you apply the tru-oil, you'll get like dust nibs, and I can see a few right here, and you'll see little streaks. Well, what this final sanding will do, it will remove all of that. And so it's very important part of the process. But I just wanted to explain that because I'm sure there's people probably wondering, well, why are you sanding this thing? So anyway, I've got my Super Acrylics 800 grit. I've got a little piece of carpet here to wipe off the sandpaper as I go. So anyway, we're going to get started here. I'm using a little piece of foam, and I can't even remember where I got this. It was my brother's, I think. But it really helps because you can really sand evenly. So anyway, we're going to get started. Here we go, folks. Now, I just did a small area there. I just wanted to point out that when you do this, you don't have to press hard. Just let the sandpaper do its job. That's all you got to do. Okay, guys and gals, I did one gentle pass, and so I'm gonna look it over real good, and any spots where I can still feel like any lint nubs, I'm gonna work on those spots and get rid of those, and any streaks that I see. So that's all there is to it. You just got to keep going until you get all that stuff gone, and then you can move up to the 1200 grit, the 1500 grit. So that's how you want to approach it, because you don't want to take too much of the tru-oil off, you know what I mean? So anyway, let me get going and see what I can get done here. Alright, guys, gals, I've been rubbing on this thing with the 800 grit for a little while now, but I think I made the right choice. Something I want to show you real fast. You see how right there, right in this area right here, it has a matte finish? Well, that's what you're trying to achieve. So what I found with the 800 grit is it's manageable. It's not too aggressive to where you can manage your sanding. And basically what I've been doing is I'll sand the entire surface a little bit, and then I'll wipe it down with this towel and get all the dust off of it. And then that way I can see where the areas that I need to sand some more. So anyway, that's just the process. I wanted to share that with you. Also, that squirrel had come back over there, and I don't understand why he's in there. I've been putting cayenne, red cayenne in. You're supposed to mix a teaspoon with 1 cup of bird feed. And I've been doing that, but I still had this one squirrel that tolerates it, so it's kind of strange. But I also wanted to show you, I cleaned this thing last night, and man, you talk about filthy. Look how clean she is now. So yeah, I had to take the whole thing apart and clean it. It's crazy. So anyway, let's get back to the guitar. All right, guys and gals, I got the veneer top done with the 800 grit. So let's take a look at her. So that's what you're wanting to try to achieve, is that matte finish. And so I'm happy with it. I've got all the dust nibs gone, got all the streaks out of there, and she's smooth. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a break, eat me some lunch, and then we're gonna move on to the 1200 grit over here. And then after that, we're gonna wet sand it. And so anyway, I really liked the 800 grit. It really worked great because it wasn't so aggressive, and you could really, like I said, you could really manage. You could see better where you needed to sand more. That was the main thing. So anyway, I'm gonna take a break, eat me some lunch, and I'll be back here in a few. All right, guys and gals. Well, I got the another pass done with the 1200 grit now. So she's looking really good. Boy, she's smooth too. But I think now I'm going to switch over to wet sanding, and I'm going to use this 1500 grit here. And also, I'm going to use distilled water. Make sure you use distilled water. And I'm just going to spray it directly on. I got a few pieces of the 1500 grit cut out here. So I'm just going to take this and spray it down with the water bottle. Just do it that way. That way I can kind of control the amount of water that's on it, you know, so I don't get too much, because I want to keep that water away from the holes. So, and we're just gonna lightly wet sand this with 1500 grit. And when I say lightly, I just mean lightly. You don't have to hunker down. You know, that's all you got to do. And then, you know, just go ahead and do the whole veneer top this way. And then we should be good to go. So that's pretty cool. The acrylic sheets, they worked really good for the first couple passes, you know. The 800 really kind of does the work. And then all this is doing is just removing scratches. So, anyway, I'm just going to try to stay away from the holes or edges, you know. But anyway, let me get going on this, and then I'll probably just speed through this part. All right, guys and gals, I'm done with the sanding on the veneer top. She turned out great. Boy, she's smooth. And I tell you what, it did a much better job this time. So I'm pretty sure that whenever I go to start polishing, it's going to be a much easier deal. So, cool, man. So next, we're going to have to get started on the front of the headstock. And I think I'm going to go ahead and get it sanded down today. But I'll come back tomorrow, show you the result of that. And then we'll get into the polishing tomorrow. So anyway, veneer top sanded. It looks great. Yikes, weather's looking kind of gnarly. Well, I tell you what, we've gotten a lot of rain this summer. Seems like it rains every day. Crazy, I'm telling you, man. So anyway, guys, it's the next day, and we're gonna get going on the polishing. I was able to finish the front of the headstock, so that's good. And so we're gonna get in there in the man cave and get going here. But hey, if you like this content, please like and subscribe. It's free, doesn't cost anything, really helps out the channel. Also click the notification bell for channel updates. Then that way you'll know when I release a new video. So I guess let's head into the man cave and let's get going on this thing. Alright guys, so I've got everything ready to go here. I decided that I'm going to stick with the more delicate approach. You know, I didn't use the 600 grit Silex sanding sheets. So I'm going to go with a more gentle approach with the polishing as well. I'm still going to stick with the Meguiar's Ultimate Compound. And I've got some fresh rags here. But I'm going to go with the applicator pad this time instead of using the Ryobi correcting pad on a drill. So this is a little more abrasive than, you know, just a standard manual applicator pad. So I'm going to stick with the more gentle approach, and we're going to get started here. So let's get going. I've already did the shake thing with the Meguiar's. You got to shake it well, and we're going to get going here. So here we go. Hopefully this thing doesn't spit this stuff everywhere. Every time you open the bottle, it wants to spit it out, you know. Kind of frustrating, really. Alright, I think I'm going to start in the back this time and just start working a little smaller area and see what we can get done here. Alright. But that's, you know, it's just kind of like polishing a car. I mean, that's really all you're doing. And so I'm going to keep doing this until we get done. It may take me longer compared to the drill, but like I said, this is going to be a more delicate approach. And also, I failed to mention that I used mineral spirits and wiped this down. That you know, to ensure that I got any kind of contaminants off of the veneer top. So anyway, I'm going to keep going here, and hopefully this won't take too long. Alright guys, so that's all there is to it. Let me get to work, and I'll come back to you whenever I get somewhere with this. So that's it. Alright, ladies and gents, I'm getting some progress here. So you can see that it's starting to shine, but you know, there's spots where, like right there, I need to hit, and you know, up here. So just wanted to give you a little status update. But she's looking good, and you know, this seems to be working a more conservative approach by using the applicator pad. I can really see where I need to work the veneer top a little easier. And you know, a good thing about it too is you can also catch things, you know, quicker. Whereas if you're using the drill with this correcting pad, you know, you're not going to be able to catch it, you know, whenever you, once you make an error or you get too deep into the tru-oil. So anyway, that's where we're at. I want to keep going here, and hopefully it won't take too much longer. Alright guys and gals, well, it's a couple days later, and I had a little bit of a struggle, but I finally got the veneer top done. So let me explain real quick what happened. So I started polishing with the Meguiar's Ultimate Compound, and I went as far as I could go, and it wasn't pulling off all the cloudiness. So I kind of got frustrated, and so I slept on it for 24 hours. And then the next day I thought, you know, instead of just continuing the polishing process, why don't I just clean it off with the towel and mineral spirits and put another coat of tru-oil on it and just take my time and be as precise as possible. So that's what I did. And man, let me tell you what, it turned out amazing. So let me show you the final result. Alright guys and gals, here she is. And man, I tell you what, she's like a mirror. You know, it's just perfect. Now there are a couple spots. There's a spot right here that I kind of messed up a little bit, but it's not real bad, and you actually have to get up on it with a flashlight to see it. But look at that. It's just beautiful. So let me go around the other side and I'll show you the other side. But I couldn't be any happier with it. And so we're going to get started on the headstock here shortly, but I'm going to show you the rest of this and let you get a good gander at the goods. But man, she's pretty. Look at that. So there it is, guys. Success. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to come over here to the headstock, and you can see how it is, it's sanded down and it's ready for polishing, right? Well, I decided I'm not going to polish it, because if that's going to turn out like that, then I think all I'm going to do here is put one coat of tru-oil on it and call it good. You know, make things easy on you. I'm just going to take my time, be precise, and make sure I don't get any lint nubs in it. And that's another thing I want to mention. What's amazing is I didn't get any lint nibs in this finish. And, you know, typically when you apply that tru-oil, you know, you'll get those lint nibs or dust nibs or whatever in there. And then you gotta steel wool it down. and get all that out, and then apply another coat and all that. So I really lucked out on this deal. That's all I can tell you. So anyway, let me get going on this, and then I'll come back to you whenever I get a coat of tru-oil on there. And then we'll have this knocked out. We'll be done with the front of the guitar. And then I'm going to assess any other things that I may need to do with the finish. But I think we're getting really close to putting components on this guitar and getting this thing assembled. Alright folks, I got a coat of tru-oil put on the headstock, and so I'm going to let her dry and cure, and so that'll finish up the front of the LP style guitar, and I'm really happy with everything. So man, I tell you what, that was a battle. That was a big time battle, but I'm happy that that part of the process is over with. Alright guys and gals, mission accomplished. It took a bazillion coats of tru-oil and a lot of frustration, but I got her done and I'm really happy about it. So the next video, we're going to start putting components on this thing and putting it together. And I'm really looking forward to that. So stay tuned, it's going to get good. And I appreciate everybody for sticking around this long. You know, when you're building these guitars, it takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, and I appreciate you sticking around. And if you like this content, please like and subscribe. It's free, doesn't cost anything, really helps out the channel. Also click the notification bell for channel updates. That way you'll know when I release a new video. So I'm looking forward to the next few videos. We're going to start putting pickups in this thing, and it's gonna get awesome. So stick around, and we'll see you on the next one.